Alright, so here we go. We're on our way. We gotta travel to Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania for the night, and in the morning we'll be heading to Brooklyn to get on MSC Meraviglia.
So, like I said, this is going to be a cruise on the MSC Meraviglia. We're heading out of Brooklyn. It's an 8-night cruise. We have 2 days at sea. Then we're going to be in Miami for a day. Then we go to Ocean Cay for a day, Nassau for a day, and then another 2 days at sea back to Brooklyn. This part of the drive was maybe not of interest to as many people, so I'll just run through it pretty quickly. Suffice to say, it took us about 4.5 hours. It was very rainy, very hilly, very curvy. You got to have your wits about you on this stretch of I-80, but it's actually really rather pretty. Um, so then we'll just cut to the hotel when I tell you a little bit more. All right, so we're here at the Fairfield Inn and Suites in Stroudsville. Stroudsville? Is it Stroudsville, baby? Stroudsburg, something like that. Anyway, nice hotel. The room is huge. It's clean, very comfortable, and very quiet so far, especially for a Friday night. So no complaints there. Staff is friendly as well. So 5 stars there, Fairfield Inn and Suites. Good job. We got in probably around 4:30. We got into the room and went out and got some dinner. And now we're back and did a little bit of research on parking garages and options for the morning. So we're a little researched up on that. So the plan is we're going to get up around 6:30, get showered up and dressed, get in the truck. We got to get gas. And we have to fasten the tags, the luggage tags, onto our bags. And then we're going to head on out to the Brooklyn cruise terminal. Maps is having us go basically through the 2 tunnels. So we're going to go through the 1 tunnel into Manhattan, drive down Manhattan, go into that 2nd tunnel, and that'll go across into Brooklyn. And it comes out really close to that the cruise terminal parking. So that's the plan as of right now, assuming nothing happens in the way of accidents or construction between now and then. So yeah, the drive shows up as an hour and a half, somewhere around in there. So that, if we get out of here around, say, 7:30ish, we should be there by 9, which is early. But I want to allow a little bit of a buffer so that if I have to go find parking elsewhere, I'll have time to do that. And I kind of want to spend a little bit of time outside of the cruise terminal just looking at the ship anyway. So, yeah, it should be a nice, relaxing drive. Not really. I have actually never driven in New York City. I've only been in New York City one time. And I took the train over from Newark. So I've never driven there, and I'm not really looking forward to it, but you got to do what you got to do, I guess. So yeah, that's the plan, and we will talk to you in the morning.
Good morning, everyone. So we're on our way. And if you're going to drive out here, you better bring your patience with you. A whole bucket load. We're on Interstate 80 right now doing 40 miles an hour. That's right, 40 miles an hour on an interstate. Woohoo! Anyway, like I said last night, Fairfield Inn, great hotel. Picked up some Dunkin' Donuts before we rolled out. Got some gas, and we are on our way in yet another rainy, yucky day. So here we go.
Okay, so this part of the drive is probably not very interesting to most of you as well, so we'll skip through it pretty quickly. Needless to say, it was very, very rainy. We made our way across Jersey, and here we are going through the 1st tunnel, going over into Manhattan. No major issues here. A little confusing driving through Manhattan, but we survived it. Didn't make any wrong turns, surprisingly enough. Kind of cool to see, to actually drive here and see everything. And this is the second tunnel going over into Brooklyn. And I won't bore you with the drive within Brooklyn. We'll skip ahead to this snarly little mess that we've got going on here. So let's take a look at maps and kind of get an idea of what's going on here and where we're kind of at in relation to the terminal. So we were basically over here at the end of that video, and what we needed to do was head up this street, turn left at the intersection where there was a traffic light. We needed to head down the road here and turn right, head back into, I don't know, I guess you'd call it I don't know, the port area. Turn left, go down through all of this port area, around the bend there, and on into the front of the cruise terminal. The issue that we were having was we had traffic coming in from our direction, where I was coming at the end of that video. You had traffic coming in from this side street over here. You had traffic coming in from this street over here. And they were all converging on the terminal at once, and pretty much most of that traffic was going to the cruise terminal. So what you ended up with was a big snarly mess of traffic, and it was horrible. There was no traffic light at this intersection, and it was just total chaos. And again, like I said, traffic was really backed up bad. So we did eventually make our way up this little street here, and we did get through the intersection and squeezed ourselves into the single lane that was heading down towards the turn where we would go into the port area. But this led us to another issue that was caused by maps. So, in order to route us around the traffic, Maps decided that instead of turning right at the intersection and going into the port area, that we could go straight all the way down here, turn right, go down here past this large warehouse type building, and turn right back here behind the building and get into the cruise terminal area that way. What Maps apparently didn't know was back here on this little alley that goes behind the building, there's a chain link fence with a gate that was closed and locked. So we drove all the way back here, and we were unable to get in there and had to turn around, go around the block basically, come all the way back out around and go all the way back up to that intersection, and we ended up in the same line anyway. So we did eventually make it through that first intersection there and got blended in with the single lane of traffic, and we worked our way down towards the right turn into the terminal, and this is where Maps had us bypass, and if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. So we went down past that building, and you can see everybody turning away from that locked gate there, and now we are working our way back around to blend in with that big main line of traffic going into the port. And this is where, obviously, at this point, it came to a screeching halt, and we all had to blend our way in with that line of traffic. We did make our way through the intersection, and note that you have an enormous amount of traffic coming out of the terminal at this point too. So you have people getting off of the ship, and obviously they've got to go the other direction. In addition to that, some of the people coming in with these two lines of traffic here, they were taxis or Ubers coming to pick people up that had just gotten off the previous cruise. So Yeah, there was a lot of traffic. You had people that were embarking and that were disembarking all at the same time. So, they just kind of need to take a note from airports probably and figure out a way to arrange this terminal to provide for arrival and departure and separate the two, and that would probably make things go a lot smoother. But we did get this first really nice big view of the ship, which was very exciting. Attenuated some of the stress from the traffic. Now, up here on the right, you're going to see a huge group of people underneath an awning standing around, and those are people that were disembarking and they were waiting to get picked up. See over on the right there. We go past the front of the terminal, and over on the right, you'll see us pull in, and this is where we dropped off our luggage. Went very rapidly, pulled them out. The guy there was very nice, took our luggage. Then we made our way back into the parking area, and this guy out here in the rain took our money, and we got parked. Okay, so let's talk about the Brooklyn Cruise Terminal for a little bit, and this is a bit of a spoiler here. This is actually a picture of the terminal from our balcony at the end of the cruise when we docked. You can see the weather was a lot nicer, so you get a clearer picture and you can see what's going on. Up in the top center of the picture here, you see the awning area where people were waiting to get picked up. Down from that, you have the entrance to the cruise terminal itself. Over to the right of that, you see where the taxis are dropping off and picking people up. Over to the right of that, you see where the larger tour buses can come in and drop off and pick up people. Down at the bottom center of the picture, you see the awnings where we dropped off our luggage. And then if you drive off the lower right corner of the picture, you head off into the parking. You can see the place over here where the guy took our payment via credit card for the parking. And then back over here is where our truck was parked. Yeah, I mean, I guess it went okay. The traffic was just really bad. And I guess it just is what it is. Our cruise was completely booked, I believe. So somewhere around, I guess, 5,500 people, something like that, getting on. I believe the previous cruise also was completely booked. So that same number of people were getting off. So it's kind of hard to get around all the traffic coming in and out of the terminal at that time. Yeah, so that was our travel experience getting to the Brooklyn Cruise Terminal, and look forward to the next part where we talk about the embarkation process. Talk to you later.